Right. Why can't I minimize it? Okay. As you can see, today's lecture is a minor lecture. However, I do believe that vocabulary 1 is one of the most important lectures because I really think that vocabulary itself is the foundation of learning a new language. Why? Because vocabulary is about your words, new words that you learn that you could use in expressing your thoughts, your ideas in oral and written English. So it's the core. If you're not going to invest time in improving your vocabulary, how can you effectively express yourself in English? Okay. As I said, IELTS is the top 1 English proficiency test in the world. But don't be so intimidated by that statement because IELTS is simply as a language assessment skill. Kung ano na ba ang level mo sa English. Alright? So, walang pass or fail sa exam na to. But you do have a target, which is for general training students, probably 4 or 5 is your target band score. Am I right? I'm sorry, why 8?
8 po, plus ay po na mataas po yung grades sa skilled migration.
Are you applying for permanent residency already?
Skilled migrant. Skilled migrant.
Skilled migrant. So, parang
Ano po, after 2 to 3 years po.
you can apply for permanent residency. Medyo mahigpit naman yung requirement sa inyo. So, kahit hindi ka pa nag-a-apply, ikaw din, band 8 din yung target mo.
No po, ano lang. Para student lang po yung ano po.
Student visa.
6 pa.
Okay, 6 pataas. All right.
Ano
So, what are the consequences if you don't hit your band 8?
po, lower grades po for skilled migration. So, hindi na po yung baka hindi ko ma-accept.
There's a possibility that you won't be accepted. Yes, come in. Isla? Oh, hi. I remember you. Oh, she got the memo. Umupo siya doon. Right, tama yan. Okay. So, as I was saying, there's no pass or fail, but you do have a target score. So, one of the signs that you're ready to take the test is when you are achieving 1 band score higher than your target score. So let's say my target score is 6. So unless I'm getting consistent 7 in all 4 components, I will not yet opt for an IELTS examination date. Okay? Hello, good morning. We have just started, so you're right on time. And you may take your seats on this side of the room. I am not going to explain myself anymore. Yeah, para close kayo, di ba? All right. So, today we're going to talk about vocabulary 1. This is particularly important in your reading test because we're going to talk about how to navigate towards difficult vocabulary and lexical resource. Sure, okay, no problem. So who among you students find this area very difficult, vocabulary? Okay. Why do you think so?
Parang, basic lang yung alam.
Mm-hmm. All right. Your goal is to learn more complex vocabulary and lexical resource, which is going to be very useful in IELTS because since hindi ka pa nga nakapag-mock test, hindi mo pa nakikita kung you don't have yet an idea of what level of difficulty IELTS already has, right? So, yeah, you will be needing more complex knowledge. But don't be pressured, okay? Don't be pressured. Kasi as you keep practicing via mock tests, you will get used to it. You will build familiarity in English, okay? All right. Nag-skip siya. All right. So, in your reading subtest, how many passages will you be reading? 3. Okay. So, listening, 4 audio files. So, 4 parts ang listening test. And then sa reading, 3 passages na mahihirap lahat. Okay? And sa writing, 2 tasks. And sa speaking, 1 interview pero 3 parts. Okay? Pero shortest kasi yung speaking. It will only take you 12 to 15 minutes to accomplish your interview. So, this lecture will be helpful both in your speaking and reading. But technically, it's also helpful in listening and writing. It's just that we're going to learn how to depict certain vocabulary words in difficult setting, okay? So let's talk about context. When we say context, it's the background information. Mainit? Is it too hot? Okay. So context is knowing the background of a specific situation. So it's the information around a word, sentence, or event that explains its meaning. Even if you encounter difficult words in the passages, if you understand the paragraph or the sentences, you can already depict the meaning of words. You're gonna understand what I'm talking about later because I'm gonna be showing you some examples. And the simplest meaning of context is clues that help you understand. For example, your friend is asking you an advice, like a relationship advice. What should I do? Should I break up with him or should I give him a second chance? Will you give an advice agad-agad? Of course not. Syempre, hihingin mo muna yung context. Explain to me what the context is first, and then I'll give you my advice. Kasi ang hirap naman mag-advise ng ano lang, like very one-sided lang, right? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng context, a background info. So, let's take a look at this example. Microphones are not working. Hello. Okay, never mind. I think my voice is loud enough, right? All right, let's read this example. I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. All right. So I want you to spend a little time, think about this sentence, and try to depict the meaning of the word candor. Okay, any hands? Sa unang tingin, mahirap siyang intindihin. But if we dissect the sentence, we're gonna get the meaning out of that. All right? First of all, let's take a look at the word admire. I admire Aaron's candor. Is admire a positive or a negative word? It's positive because commonly you would not admire a person's character or personality if it's not positive. Unless na lang talagang may kakaiba kang nilalang, right? Of course, normally you would admire someone because of their positive traits. So, it's safe to say that the word candor is actually pertaining to something positive, right? What are other words in the sentence that you think could help you determine the meaning of the word candor? Okay, that's right, Yvonne. The word too honest can be parallel to the word candor, right? So I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. Okay, so we can safely say that the word candor specifically means being frank or straightforward, okay? I admire Aaron's pagiging straightforward, yung pagiging prangka niya, kasi nga hindi siya plastic or hindi siya two-faced person, right? Pero minsan daw, masyado na siyang nag-go overboard sa pagiging honest. May mga ganun tayong mga friends, right? Na, oo, prank ka siya. We appreciate that. Pero minsan nakaka-hurt na din. Diba? Yung too much honesty. Sometimes you should know when to stop, right? Okay. So ngayon, nahirapan ba kayong i-dissect yung word or yung sentence? It's possible, right? It's doable, isn't it? So if ever you encounter difficult words in your passages, you know what to do. Pero example pa lang yan. First example pa lang yan. We're gonna talk about the other techniques that we could use. So actually, there are 4 types of context clues. Namely, number 1, restatement. Number 2, positive, negative. Number 3, contrast. And 4, specific detail. From the words themselves, you could already have an idea of what they mean, right? Kasi restatement, pag sinabi nating restatement, you restate something. Big sabihin, inuulit mo. Sinasabi mo ulit, right? Restatement. Positive, negative, you look for positive words like what we did earlier, the word admire. Because of the word admire, we can assume that the word candor has a positive connotation to it. Am I right? And contrast, pwedeng positive yung unang statement, negative yung unang statement, vice versa, or magkabaliktad na sitwasyon. Hindi naman kailangan laging positive, negative. Magkabaliktad na sitwasyon, okay? For example, contrast is like, I'm part of a soccer team. Our team is winning in the game. All right? We are on the advantage because we have 15 points lamang kaysa dun sa kabilang team. On the contrary, our opponent is struggling with their team strategies. Okay? So, that's contrast. We're doing well, they're not doing well. Okay? And specific detail, magbibigay ng several examples for you to somehow depict the meaning of words. Okay, so don't worry, we'll talk about each type of context clues intricately, one by one. Any questions so far? Everything is clear? Okay, restatement. The sentences uses a word or a group of words with similar meanings to help explain the definition of the vocabulary word. Let's put emphasis on words with similar meanings. Dito nyo nakakailanganin yung mga baon yung synonyms. What are the words that are synonymous? You have to know how to identify which words are synonymous. So, hindi talaga din kayo makakatakas. Kailangan nyo rin talagang i-improve yung vocabs nyo. Right? Invest more on your vocabulary bank. Hindi yung scroll lang kayo ng scroll sa cellphone nyo, magdamag, maghapon, di ba? Do something more productive. Okay. Example number 1. Melissa, could you please read it?
The baseball, the ba- the baseball coach punishes the team's duplicity or deceitfulness after they admitted to using steroids to boost their batting average.
Okay. Let me give you some time to let it sink in. Yes, take a seat, please. I thought you were back in Canada.
Maybe next month pa.
Okay, you told me kasi that you're leaving already, right?
Surprisingly talaga yun. Kasi biglang lumabas. So, hindi ko alam kung...
Mhm.
Pero pag-try pa rin ako kasi kailangan ko rin sa PFF.
Okay.
Ang ko si Ma'am.
Yeah, the holidays have passed. Okay, let this sentence sink in. Alam ko, hindi siya madali. It's quite difficult, actually. There are a lot of difficult words in this sentence, pero I want you to use your creativity. Okay? Sana nakapagkape ang lahat or nakapag-breakfast para, you know. Okay? The baseball coach punishes the team's duplicity. So the word that we want to know the meaning of is the word duplicity. Don't use your chat GPTs. Don't use your phones. Just focus here, okay? So ito yung kailangan nating i-unlock yung meaning, yung word na duplicity. Ano kaya ibig sabihin nun? Katunog siya ng duplicate eh. So, may kinalaman ba ito sa susi? What do you think, guys? Okay. It has nothing to do with duplicate keys, okay? Or any duplicate. It has nothing to do with that. Pero may nakalagay na or. Deceitfulness. Ang first type na context clue that we are talking about right now is restatement. And what did I say about restatement? The word is being restated. We're looking for words with similar meanings. Pero ma'am, bakit ang hirap pa rin ng word na deceitfulness? I don't even know what that means, right? Patayin na lang, di ba? Paano na to? Okay, huwag munang mawala ng pag-asa. I-exhaust muna natin lahat ng efforts na pwede. Kayo ba? Sumusuko na ba kayo agad or hindi? Siyempre, dapat hindi. Diba? Keep fighting for what you want. Okay, so,
Nakaugot din, Ma'am.
hindi naman. Okay, after they admitted to using steroids, oh, okay. How about the word steroids? Does it ring a bell? Yeah? Parang familiar naman kayo sa word na steroids, right? To boost their batting averages. So we're talking about baseball setting. We're talking about baseball players. They are athletes. And we're talking about a game or a competition. So, isipin niyo mabuti. May mga athletes, they use steroids para mas makatagal pa sila sa game. Even mga nagko-concerts, sometimes they use steroids, right? They last 2 to 3 hours on stage without getting exhausted. After nga lang ng lecture na to, nagsasalita lang ako, I'm really exhausted. What more if you're dancing and you're singing? At yung iba pa, like si Taylor Swift, Sinasabit-sabit pa kung saan-saan, right? Isipin nyo, can a real human actually do that without steroids? I'm not saying that Taylor Swift is doing that. I'm just saying that parang normal na lang sa mga athletes, performers na mag-steroids. Pero pandaraya kasi yun. Especially sa mga athletes, right? So we can say that the word deceitfulness has something to do with pandaraya. Okay? The baseball coach punishes. How about the word punishes? How is it related to the word duplicity? Any hands? Zara. Why do you think the word punishes? What do you think? Paano siya naging clue? Paano siya naging clue? Is it a negative or a positive word? It's a negative word, exactly. So it's safe to say that the word duplicity is a negative word. Because I don't think they will be punished for no reason. People get punished because of doing something wrong, not abiding to the law, doing illegal things. So, isa pa yung clue. Kung hindi mo alam yung ibig sabihin ng deceitfulness, which is a restatement, tingnan natin yung ibang words na nakapaligid. Alright? So, the word punishes has a negative connotation to it. So, it's safe to say that the word duplicity has something to do with being Did you use ChatGPT? Just
So,
kidding.
para siya na
Exactly.
fair, gano'n, yung parang
Unfair, yes. Pandaraya, dishonesty. Okay? Same with the word deceitfulness. Pandaraya din yun. When you're deceiving someone, niloloko mo siya. Ganon. Siguro naman, nakaka-relate tayo lahat doon. Minsan sa buhay natin, naloko na tayo. Tama ba?
maraming bagay.
Pag ganun, di mo na dapat binabalikan. Huy! Pumutugot! Okay. So, isa pang word ay yung steroids to boost their batting averages. So, it's safe to say that the word duplicity means dishonesty. Diba? Okay, example number 2. Ito medyo madali-dali. Okay. Zara, Mark, Isla, Yvonne, Alden. Of course, how could I forget your name? Melissa, Kenji, and forgot your name. Noel. Okay, Noel. Sorry. Okay. So, Noel, what do you think? What do you think the word slender means?
Slender. Slender.
Huwag masyadong ma-intimidate.
Parang
Slim. Okay, okay. Hindi pa sapat. Wait lang. May follow-up question pa ako. Anong words sa example number 2 ang makakapagbigay sa'yo ng assurance na yung word na slender ay slim ang meaning? Thin, because of the word thin. Okay? Again, this is called the restatement technique or type of context clue. So, slender and thin, they mean the same thing. Okay? The slender woman was so thin, her clothes were too big on her. So that's another context clue. Clothes were too big on her. Okay? So, ayun na. Dalawa yung clues sa sentence na to for you to assume that the word slender means slim or balingkinitan in Tagalog, right? So, mahirap ba ang context clues? Hindi naman masyado, right? Kailangan lang natin effortan talaga. So, nasa first type pa lang tayo ng context clue. If you have any questions, Please let me know before we move on to number 2. Pretty easy, right? Okay, now let's talk about positive, negative type of context clue. Relationships which are not directly apparent are inferred or implied. Okay. Not directly apparent. Ibig sabihin, hindi masyadong obvious. Alright? Inferred daw at saka implied. Pag sinabing inferred or implied, it means the meaning is there but hindi siya nakastate. Okay? Pag binasa mo mabuti yung sentence, doon mo maintindihan na nandun yung meaning. Okay? Pero hindi siya eksaktong nakasulat. Because of course, the test is meant to trick you. It's meant to confuse you. Kaya nga itetest yung knowledge mo eh. Yung capability mo to unlock certain words. Kasi dun makikita kung skillful ka ba talaga in the English language. So, you have to analyze if a word conveys optimism or pessimism with the words that come with it in a sentence or paragraph. Mama na ba yung optimism tsaka pessimism na yan? Any ideas? Yeah, that's right, Melissa. You don't need to whisper it. Tama naman yung sagot mo. When we say optimism, it's positivity.
Sorry.
Pessimism is the opposite of positivity, which is negativity, right? So an optimistic person, how can we describe an optimistic person? What does that mean? What are other adjectives for being optimistic? Happy. Happy lang pala. Kung ano-ano pa yung iniisip ko. O, di ba? Simple lang naman kasi, guys. Jolly. Positive mindset. Enthusiastic. Sa mga nasa Zoom, hindi yata kayo masyadong active, yung mga nasa Zoom ngayon. Okay, when it comes to pessimism, it talks about negativity, right? Okay. A pessimist or a pessimistic person is someone who is negative. Parang lagi siyang nega sa buhay, okay? Doesn't want to try anything new because is scared of making mistakes or probably failing. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng pessimistic. I'm quite pessimistic about this. I don't think it's gonna turn out well. Okay? So, yung second nating context clue ay positive-negative. Hahanap tayo ng mga words na nagsho-show ng positivity and negativity. So, let's take a look at example number 1. Naiyak na lang siya eh. Kaya nga kulay red.
That color.
Hindi mo pa nababasa, Noel, yung sentence. Basahin mo muna, saka mo sabihin sa akin if mahirap talaga siyang i-analyze. Ayla, could you please read it?
Avatar was favorite place. He loved shopping for nice suits. The people who worked there were so kind and polite.
Thank you so much, Ayla. Let's take a look at positive and negative clues. May makikita ba tayong any positive clues sa example na to? Eka lang ko, kumustahin ko lang yung mga nasa Zoom. Feeling ko kasi. Sa mga nasa Zoom, guys, you can see my screen, right? Okay. Hindi pala kita na-accept agad, Rhea. I'm so sorry. Hindi ko kasi napansin. Okay. Okay, so gagamit ako na to, marker. So, first clue is the word favorite. Positive, negative? Yeah. It has a positive meaning to it, right? How about other words in this example? He loved shopping. Okay, he loved. Ibig sabihin, nag-enjoy. Positive again, right? Next, the people who worked there were so kind and okay. So do I still need to convince you that the word haberdashery is a positive word? Ang dami ng clues, right? Pero nagets na ba natin kung ano talaga ang meaning ng haberdashery? Okay. Dalawa ang pwedeng meaning nito. Because it can be used in the US and in UK. All right? In the US, haberdashery is a shop or a store which sells suits for men. Okay? So, makikita natin yan sa clue na to. He, lalaki. Mahilig daw siya mag-shopping for nice suits. Right? So, hindi natin i-assume na pang-babae itong store na to. Kasi nga, lalaki si Lou. Alam ko naman yung name na Lou, versatile to eh. Kasi pwedeng Lou is babae, pwedeng Lou is lalaki, right? Pero ang ginamit kasing pronoun ay he. So, lalaki si Lou. Malay mo, shortcut lang yun sa Luis. Right? Nakakalito din kasi talaga. Ganun talaga sa IELTS. Lilituhin talaga kayo. So, he loved shopping for nice suits. It's a place that sells suits. Ayan, di ba? The people who worked there were so kind and helpful. Which is normal in this kind of industry. Di ba? May mga sales lady ba kayong na-encounter na masusungit? Meron naman, oo. Pero, what I mean is, usually, ang ina-expect natin sa mga sales lady or salesmen is to be kind and helpful. So, lahat yan, pag pinagsama-sama niyo lahat ng clues, it will boil down to haberdashery is a store for men's suits. Now, in UK, it's a store which sells sewing equipment. So, ang ginagamit naman natin ay US English or yun yung standard natin. So, dun tayo sa US English meaning ng haberdashery. Okay. Now, sa example na to, mahirap pa ba na mag-depict ng words through context clues? I feel like hindi na, right? Sa'yo lang, ma'am. Okay. Kasi alam mo na yung sagot. Pero honestly, do you guys think it's easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Uh-huh.
The words. Medyo, kasi syempre, it's the first First time I.
Is it everyone's first time having this lecture? Parang na-lecture niyo na to last year or hindi pa?
Ikaw, last year, di pa ka na. Ano?
Nabulgar pa tuloy na last year pa sila dito.
November, last year. Tayo.
Last year.
Last year.
Kasi, guys, hindi pa ako tapos.
Cover na nga yun. 25 na tayo.
I'm so sorry. What I mean is last year, December. You guys were here last year, December, right? Sorry naman. Bakit? Ano naman kasi masama kung isang taon ka na dito? Pwede naman eh. Because the validity of your review is actually 1 year. Okay. So, hindi na ako magbibigay ng masyadong help sa susunod na example. Gusto ko kayo na lang ang mag-try. Okay? Mamaya, bibigay ko rin naman yung sagot. Pero try nyo muna ng kayo lang. Okay, eto. No phones, okay? Don't use Google, don't use Gemini, don't use ChatGPT. I'm gonna give you a minute. Okay? Again, the word bibliotheca is new to you. Am I right? So, who among you guys already have an idea what this word means?
Just raise your hand.
Oh, nagturuan pa. Sige. Naririnig ko rin naman kayo, guys. Yes, Ayla. Library. Let me see. Sino nag-a-agree kay Ayla? Okay. What makes you think that the word bibliotheca means library? Okay. One clue that it's a positive word or a good word is the word favorite place. Again, she loved exploring shelves full of rare novels. Novels are books, right? At saka masasabi nating hindi to computer area kasi may mga shelves. So, ibig sabihin, nakastore ang mga books or in an organized manner, I suppose. The librarians, eto, pamigay na lang oh. Di ba may nakalagay? The librarians were always friendly and offered helpful advice. So yes, it comes from a Latin word, but it's an English word and it means library. Thank you so much, Ayla. O diba? Nagagamit na natin ang positive, negative type of context clues. Madali or mais back? Dapat pala tanong nila sa akin yan. Are you back, ma'am? Hindi ko. Okay. You can all hear me, right? Okay, now we're gonna move on to the third type of context clues. We have contrast. So, contrast means that the sentences uses a word or a group of words with an opposite definition. Opposite definition, okay? To give the meaning of the vocabulary word. If you want some extra clues to determine if the type of context clue contrast is being used, you can look for these words here. But although, on the contrary, on the other hand, dissimilar, in contrast, and however. Okay, thank you, Mario, for your feedback. So, alam naman natin yung conjunction na but. It means that positive, negative statements are combined in a sentence, right? I am so delighted today, but I also bear some bad news. Masaya ako today, pero may bad news din akong sasabihin. Ganon, okay? Although I was given a raise, my boss is expecting me to finish all paperwork within the week. Oo, tinasan ako ng sweldo, pero ang dami naman tinambak na trabaho. Although, di ba, contrast. May positive na nangyari and then it's followed by something negative. Pwede rin namang negative muna and then positive. All right. Example number 1. Ako, yun na naman yung nakakadugong English. Whereas Melissa is quite lithe, her sister is clumsy and awkward. Again, let me remind you the context clue, type of context clue that we're using in this example is contrast.
Shy.
Why do you think the word lithe means shy? Quiet, hindi quiet, ha? Quiet. Baka naman iisip yung word quiet. Hindi yun quiet, guys. Quiet is Q-U-I-E-T. Quiet is a little bit or a tad bit, okay? Does it have anything to do with the word lithe? First of all, isipin nyo, contrast ang ginagamit nating context clue. Ibig sabihin, kung positive yung unang statement, negative naman yung kasunod. Ibig sabihin, yung following words, kabaliktaran siya ng word na hinahanap natin, which is lithe. Okay? So now let's focus on the word clumsy and awkward. Are you familiar with these words? When a person is clumsy, how does this person act or behave? You don't know the song Clumsy? Hindi pala clumsy. Fergie, yeah. Trippin', tumbling. Hindi niyo alam yun, no? Generation kasi namin yan. Joke lang. Yaman. So, clumsy means sa Tagalog, maligalig. Galaw-gaw, ganon. Okay? Like, halimbawa, kikilos ka tapos may matatapon. Or kaya madadapa ka bigla, ganon. Or, yung, alam niyo, may kapamilya ba kayo na kapag kumilos padabog, pero hindi naman niya sinasadya? Ganon lang talaga siya. Clumsy, very clumsy. It's my pet peeve, actually. I hate clumsy people because I'm not. I'm very careful with things, you know? Because when you take care of things, they last. Just like relationships. Okay. Awkward! Yung sinabi natin awkward.
Yung sinasabi ba, very awkward.
Sorry na. Bye, guys. I'm just kidding. Okay. Awkward, ibig sabihin weird. Nakaka-cringe. Alright? Clumsy and awkward. Parang hindi normal. Alright? So, yung sister daw ni Melissa, clumsy and awkward. However, Melissa is quite lithe. So, ibig sabihin, kabaliktaran ni Melissa yung kapatid niya. Ano ba yung kabaliktaran ng clumsy? Graceful. Right? Mahinhin. Imagine niyo, mahinhin, di ba? Graceful. Masinop ang kanyang mga kilos. Right? So now, it's safe to say that the word lithe is a positive word. Contrary to clumsy and awkward, which are both negative words. Right? Oh, mahirap ba? Madali, di ba? It's doable. Kailangan lang talaga natin i-activate ang mga brain cells. Okay. Before we take a break, let's take a look at example number 2. Yvonne, can you please read it?
Like the parents shouting at the administrator. Mr. Wallaby stood still, enjoying the unexpected thing.
Okay, unlike the apoplectic parent shouting at the administrator, Mr. Wallaby stood still, enjoying the unexpected entertainment. Okay, so for sure, sa unang tingin, hindi nyo magigets yung apoplectic. Ako rin naman. So don't worry about that. Pero, meron tayong mga words na makakatulong. Like, parents shouting at the administrator. Ano ba ang administrator? Someone who has high position in school. Is it proper behavior to shout at someone? It's appropriate to shout to anyone in general. Whether the person is a janitor, whether the person is the principal or administrator, you don't really have the right to shout to people. Unless you're shouting at your husband or wife for some valid reason. Pwede naman yun. Pero in this case kasi, hindi reasonable that the parents are shouting at the administrator, right? So, it's safe to say that the word apoplectic has a negative tone, right? Mr. Wallaby stood still, enjoying the unexpected entertainment. Okay. So, si Mr. Wallaby, pinapakita dito na yung behavior niya contrary sa naging behavior ng parents. Kasi, he just stood still. Ibig sabihin ng stood still?
There.
Niliteral naman. Kalma!
Andyan lang siya. Minsan, tayo lang siya. Sige, ganun.
Nag-expect ako ng medyo, matindok
Yung
sa...
direct, malaki.
So, sabi dito, enjoying the unexpected entertainment. Meaning, very chill lang tong si Mr. Wallaby. Okay? Sana all, di ba, si Mr. Wallaby. So, we can say that the meaning of apoplectic means chaotic. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung parents na to masyadong agresibo sa kanilang kinikilos. Because they were shouting at the administrator. Is that positive behavior? Definitely, it's negative, right? So yes, the word apoplectic means extreme anger and chaotic behavior. Okay? Kasi they would not be shouting without reason din naman. Okay? Bigyan naman natin ng konting valid reason tong parents na to. Siguro, kaya naman sila ganun mag-react because something negative happened to their kids, right? Who among you are parents here? Ay pa magtaas ng kamay. I'm just kidding. You're a parent? You're a parent? Are you a parent? Oh, okay. Si Kenji, di nagdasok. You're a parent too? Ah, okay. So, kayo, di ba? If naargabyado yung anak nyo at nabalitaan nyo yun sa school, I'm sure you're gonna be like these apoplectic parents as well. Siguro hindi naman sila magsisigaw doon ng walang dahilan, right? Okay, so before we move on to the last context clue, let's have a 5-minute break. Sa mga nasa Zoom, see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so we have the last context clue and then may konting activity after this. Okay? Hindi pwede dyan. Very strict ang rules natin na ganyan. Okay, so the last type of context clue is specific detail. So, medyo kakaiba tong context clue na to. Actually, this is the easiest context clue because it uses examples to help the reader infer the meaning of a vocabulary word. So, if there are examples given, it's easier to depict the meaning of the word, right? So, you can look for words or phrases like such as, consists of, including, or pag may nakita kayong colons and dashes. Ibig sabihin, ang kasunod na nun ay examples. Alright? So, let's take a look at example number 1. Alden, can you please read it?
Okay, tama. May malabo mata ko eh.
Are you serious?
Medyo hard sa pinit ko. Kaya, talagang totoo yun.
Okay, Kenji, you read it.
Wala, kasi blurred eh. Basahin mo.
The river was full of
Noxious.
noxious materials such as cleaning agents from factories and pesticides from the nearby farms.
Okay. Let's read it again para mag-register sa isip nyo yung meaning, okay? The river was full of noxious materials such as cleaning agents from factories and pesticides from the nearby farms. Okay, so the word noxious, it sounds like the word obnoxious. Do you know the meaning of the word obnoxious? Kapag ba sinabihan ka ng taong kausap mo, you're so obnoxious. Matutuwa ka ba dapat? Siyempre hindi! Because the word obnoxious means annoying ka daw, nakakairita ka. Okay? So pag sinabihan ka, you're obnoxious. Siyempre ang maintindihan mo dun, abno. Di ba? Pero ganun na rin, obnoxious, nakakainis. Diba? But it has nothing to do with this. Sabi ko nga, hindi porket katunog ng words na familiar na kayo, hindi ibig sabihin nun yun na yung meaning nun. Siyempre, interpret muna natin. Yung river daw. Ano ba yung river sa Tagalog? Ilog. Nasa isip ko patubig. Iba yun, di ba? Okay, so the river was...
naman yun.
Okay. Sorry. The river was full of noxious materials such as... Ala, ang benta naman sa kanya. Okay. Cleaning agents from factories. Pag sinabi natin cleaning agents, ano agad pumapasok sa isip nyo? Chemicals, which are harmful, right? And pesticides. Pag sinabi natin pesticides, it kills insects, right? Pests, yes, from the word itself. So we know that these kinds of materials are toxic. Diba? So lahat ng toxic, dapat tinatanggal natin yan sa buhay natin. Sa buhay natin. I mean, diba?
Alam mo,
Iwasan. Iwasan natin yung mga toxic materials because it is harmful for your health. Actually, sinabihan ako ng doctor na pag may mga matatanda or bata sa bahay na hindi ganun ka strong ang immunity, kailangan bawal na bawal silang malapit sa toxic materials like Zonrox. Kahit yung Zonrox, very, ano na yun, very harmful na yun sa lungs ng mga vulnerable people like babies and elderly individuals, okay? So yun, noxious has something to do with toxic materials. O diba, madali lang intindihin?
Kahit sa tao may toxins.
Name drop nga, oh. Charot. Tag mo nga, oh. Hinaw mo na itag. Tapos biglang tinag pala ako. Di pala kami friends. Ba't biglang napasok yung organic encounter? Okay. Para sa mga hindi Gen Z dyan, gets niyo ba yung organic encounter? You don't know? Oh my gosh. I-educate natin siya, guys. Hindi daw siya Gen Z eh. Si Alden, yung panahon ninyo,
Ayun na.
uso.
Talaga eh. Alam mo yun yung nagdang point. Sige, sige, okay lang yun. Kasi mas ano naman ang pinaka isip yung back, right?
Acceptance is really important in life, you know? Acceptance is key.
Ganun talaga eh.
Hindi, gusto ko lang naman sabihin na nung mga panahon ng nila Alden, talaga sadyang normal ang organic encounter kasi hindi pa yan uso yung nung kabataan niyo po, di ba? Hindi pa uso yung text at saka yung social media, di po ba?
Sulat.
So, organic encounter kasi yun yung nagkita kayo in a place, unexpectedly, na-attract ka sa kanya, and nagpakilala ka. Naglakas loob kang magpakilala, di ba? Organic means natural. Encounter means pangyayari or pagtatagpo. So, natural na pagtatagpo, organic encounter. May natutunan na naman kayong vocabulary.
Like you, di ba? Organic, ano ka, natural. Yung meet mo yung mga naging girlfriend mo na nagkaroon ka ng baby, yun that's organic natural, di ba?
Oo.
Excited, di ba? Nagkaroon kayo ng ano kayong dalawa?
Sige, mami.
Yun yung mga baby. O, di ba? Bilang chismosa. Charis. Okay. So, organic encounter. Kapag hindi kayo nag-meet sa mga dating apps, organic encounter. Or kapag hindi nireto, organic encounter din yun. Kasi yung mga reto-reto tsaka blind dates, hindi yun organic. Setup yun, right?
Alam mo siya, Blake.
Mga tao din namang nag-workout yung mga ganun lang encounter. Baka hindi lang para sa'yo yun. Hindi lang siya para sa'yo. Uy, hindi siya para sa'yo. Okay. Alright, example number 2. When going to an office party, you should show your best decorum. For example, ayan, may for example, clue na yan, ha? Dress your best, drink and eat moderately, and be sure to thank the host before you leave. Okay? Basahin niyo ulit ng kayo lang. At pag nilay-nilayan niyo ng konti. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng decorum? Okay. When going to an office party, pag sinabi nating office party, who are the people that you will socialize with in an office party? your team leader, your boss, your supervisor, probably the CEO, right? Your co-workers, your colleagues. So ibig sabihin, you have to have proper behavior during this party. Hindi yung walwal to the max, right? Kasi syempre nakakahiya naman kung wawalwal ka sa harap ng boss mo. Although in some cultures, such as in South Korea, it's okay to do that. Kasi talagang drinking culture nila is after work. Usually, Japanese, di ba? Japanese, South Korean, Chinese, gusto nila yung ganong socialization with their coworkers. Pero what happens outside the office stays there. Okay? Hindi na nila yung dinadala, or baka dinadala, hindi natin alam. Pero usually, normal na sa kanila yon. Actually, Koreans are very nice people. They would even put some food on your plate, even though boss mo siya, even though nakatataas sila. Sila pa talaga yung very accommodating and part yun ng culture nila, okay? So, expected natin, when we're in an office party, we have to behave our best. Okay? So, sabi nga dito, you should show your best decorum. Meaning, decorum has something to do with behavior, right? For example, dress your best. This is positive behavior, di ba? Ibig sabihin, wear a presentable outfit. Alam mo naman na magla-lecture ka, so why would you wear a miniskirt? Diba? Why would you wear revealing clothes? Right? Ang goal natin is to meet and socialize with office mates. Okay? Drink and eat moderately. Huwag masyadong magpakasagad, diba? And be sure, gusto mo yung boss mo pa yung mag-alaga sa'yo habang basag ka dun, right? And be sure to thank the host before you leave. Yes, it's very appropriate to show appreciation to the host before leaving. So it's safe to say that decorum means demeanor. Ay, humirap palalo yung word. Positive demeanor. Pero lagi kong binibigay itong feedback na to pag nagwa-one-on-one coaching tayo. Whenever you are in front of the examiner, you have to make sure that you show positive demeanor. Meaning, sit still, wag masyadong galaw-gaw, wag nakapaganyon, kasi pag nakapa, ang tawag sa English pag cross arms. Pag naka-cross arms, medyo kasi maangas tingnan eh. Hindi ko naman sinasabing sa'yo. Pag lang nakaharap na po kayo sa examiner, okay, mas okay na just put your hands on the table, ganun, okay? And then, wag mag-slouch, okay? Straight body, harap kayo kay examiner. Huwag tingin ng tingin sa kung saan-saan. Make eye contact. That is positive demeanor, okay? Smile. That's positive demeanor. Aura. You have to have positive aura. Okay, so mahirap ba mag-unlock ng meaning ng vocabulary words pag ganito kadali yung context clues? Okay, again, what are the 4 types of context clues? Restatement, positive, negative, contrast, specific, detail. Okay, now that we discussed all 4 of them, it's time for a short exercise. Ready? Number 1. So, ito yung kanina guys madali na lang to. I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. Don't use any phones right now. A, attitude. B, frank or sincere speech. Or C, readiness to judge or criticize others. Okay. Eto. Gusto kong malaman, ano ang ibig sabihin ng destitute? At saka anong klaseng context clue? What type of context clue was used in this sentence? Alam niyo yung sagot, so huwag kayong mag-hesitate to raise your hands. Hani suddenly found himself destitute, so poor that he could barely afford to eat. Okay? Positive or negative ang word na destitute? Why do you think so? Talagang poor. Hindi pwedeng i-explain, guys. Mag-construct naman kayo ng sentences. Unfortunate. Sino nagsabi nun? Unfortunate. Or guni-guni ko lang yon. So, according to the word poor and barely afford to eat, pag sinabing barely, halos hindi makayanan. Hindi niya makayanang afford to eat, meaning wala siyang pambili. Ganun siya ka, broke. So we can say the word destitute has a negative connotation to it, and it means broke or walang-wala. So, dalawang types of context clues ang ginamit dito. Restatement at saka positive negative. Or negative. So, negative ang ginamit. Okay. Gets? Madali lang, right? Okay, ito, papahirapan natin ng konti kasi paragraph na siya. Mark, at the back, could you please read the paragraph?
Sarah had worked so hard for the past few weeks that she decided she owed herself a day of complete indolence. Saturday, she slept until the ordered takeout so she wouldn't have to cook, and left the dishes in the sink. She left her chores for another day and spent the afternoon lying on the couch, reading and watching television. But on Sunday, she was back to her old
Assiduous.
activities self. And by when she had already in her old apartment, done her grocery shopping and paid her bills.
Okay. Let me read it again. Lagyan natin ng variation ng tone para mas madali niyong ma-depict, okay? Sarah had worked so hard for the past few weeks that she decided she owed herself a day of complete indolence. Saturday, she slept until noon, ordered takeout so she wouldn't have to cook, and left the dishes in the sink. She left her chores for another day and spent the afternoon lying on the couch, reading and watching television. But on Sunday, she was back to her old assiduous self, and by noon, she had already cleaned her whole apartment, done her grocery shopping, and paid her bills. Nung binago ko yung tono, nag-iba ba yung meaning? Di ba? Ibig sabihin lang nun, huwag kayong monotonous. Okay? Lagyan nyo naman ng buhay. Alright? So anyway.
One the past few weeks. So she decided she owed herself a day of complete. Yung dapat ma. Yan ang video.
Sin mo yung sentence. Ano yung word na yon?
Indolence.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna give you a minute to think about it. Try to depict the meaning. Don't use your phones. I'm checking, okay? I'm looking at you right now. You can talk to each other if you want while you're trying to interpret it. Sige, pag-isipan niyo muna. Don't mind me, guys, okay? Okay, are we ready to get the answers? Dali lang yan. Dali lang yan, guys.
Explain.
Okay, first is the word indolence. What do you think the word indolence mean? First of all, is it a positive or a negative word? Are you sure? Kasi, ang sabi dito, natulog siya maghapon, nag-order siya ng take-out para hindi na daw siya magluto. In short, tinamad siya. Iniwan daw niya yung mga urungin sa lababo. Alam niyo ba yung term na urungin? Buti naman. Oh, yeah, hugasin, okay? And lahat daw ng mga gawaing bahay niya, ipinagpaliban niya muna. Okay? Ang ginawa lang niya ay nag-doom scroll, lying on the couch, reading and watching television. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng activities na ginawa niya nung Saturday, puro katamaran. Di ba? Pero okay lang yun, guys. Self-care yun. Hindi mo naman kailangan laging i-push yung sarili mo, di ba? So, pero wag naman araw-araw ganun, ha? What I mean is, yeah, occasionally, when you feel like your body can't take it anymore, so why don't you just give yourself a break? So, pag sinabi nating indolence, it has something to do with laziness, right? Katamaran. So, it's a positive, negative word. Negative, di ba? How about the word assiduous? Ano? Acidic? No, hindi siya acidic, okay? Hindi, wala siyang kinalaman sa acid reflux, guys, okay? She was back to her old assiduous self, and by noon, she had already cleaned her whole apartment. Whole apartment talaga. Done her grocery shopping and paid her bills. So, yung word na assiduous, positive or negative? Positive. Kasi it shows na sumipag siya. Sumipag siya. At nakapagbayad na rin siya ng mga bills niya. Ibig sabihin, naging responsable siya. Diba? Oh, diba? Na-remind kayo, may bills pa pala kayong hindi nababayad. Na para bang nabubuhay na lang talaga para sa bills. Okay. So, the word assiduous means positive. Okay? Contrary sa indolence, yung word na assiduous, it means very hardworking, very careful, responsible. Okay? Alright, mahirap ba or madali? Madali lang, right? Kailangan nyo lang intindihin. Tagalogin nyo yung situation. Tapos mas maiintindihan nyo siya. Kagaya ng ginawa ko, tinagalog ko lang. Okay? Alright. Using contrast and specific detail, what do you think is the definition of indolence? Yes, meron ng sagot. Alam na natin yung sagot. Laziness is the correct answer. Okay, let's take a look at the tips and strategies. After tips and strategies, we will have a short discussion about prefixes and suffixes, and then may activity ulit. Okay? So, tip number 1, be sure to look carefully at the context of the sentence itself and avoid bringing your own contextual meaning. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Hindi porket yung duplicity, katunog siya ng duplicate, at yung assiduous, katunog siya ng insidious, charot, ng acidic, yun na yung related na dun yung meaning. Maraming words in the English language na magkakahawig, pero hindi sila magkaka-same ng meaning. Meron pa ngang words na same ng spelling, pero hindi same ng meaning. Right? For example, the word progress. It's a noun. To progress, it's a verb. Depende kung saan mo ilalagay yung emphasis. Sa first syllable ba or sa second syllable? Can you update me about the progress on your project? Ibig sabihin, ano na ba yung mga pagbabago? Ano na ba yung mga improvements sa project na yon? Ngayon, pag ginamit ko siya as a verb, how have you been progressing in your mental health? Paano ka na nag-i-improve? Okay? Improvement, nag-i-improve. Magkaiba yon. Noun tsaka verb. Okay? How have you been progressing? Okay, so hindi porket familiar ka na sa word na katunog or ka-spelling, yun na yun. Look carefully. Ibig sabihin, basahin mabuti at i-analyze. You need to use a lot of your analytical thinking skills when it comes to unlocking the meaning of vocabulary words and lexical resources, especially in reading test. Pero applicable din yan sa speaking, ha? Kasi syempre, biglang may tinanong sa'yo si examiner. Ay, hindi ka familiar sa word na ginamit niya. Ang hirap, no? Paano gagawin pag ganun yung situation? Minsan, tinatry pa rin natin. So, first thing that you're gonna do in that situation, ask for repetition. Halimbawa, hindi mo naintindihan yung sinabi ni examiner. You can always say, I'm sorry, I couldn't get that. Could you please repeat the question? Walang masama doon. Kesa naman magbigay ka ng sagot na alanganin, na hindi ka sure. Diba?
So,
Siyempre.
pwede may ask the question.
Yes. Actually, yun lang yung question na pwede mong itanong kay examiner. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-how are you? Okay? Halimbawa, tinanong ka niya, Hi, nice to meet you. How are you? Ganyan, tinanong ka niya. Tapos sabihin mo, I'm great. How about you? Hindi kayo close, okay? Hindi kayo friends. Pero hindi naman sila magtatanong ng how are you. Pero sinasabi ko lang, just in case.
Sagutin mo, how are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Oo, ganun na lang.
Okay.
Pero more likely, hindi ka naman niya itatanong. Okay, so anyways, this is tip number 1. Number 2, consider the tone and connotation of the other words in the sentence. At minimum, this can often help you determine whether the vocabulary word is positive or negative. Pag sinabi nating tone, ano ba yung dating sa'yo ng sentence? Sa tingin mo ba may positive or negative tone ba to? Kaya mo yun i-interpret. Okay? Pag naman sinabing connotation, this refers to the emotional and cultural meaning ng words. Okay? For example, yung word na deceitful, may negative connotation yun. Kasi from the word deceit, ibig sabihin nun, panloloko, pandaraya. So, negative connotation yun. Yun na yung meaning nun. Okay? It can't be changed. Sa madaling salita, kung may nararamdaman kang negativity or positivity sa tone or sa structure ng sentence, yun yung ibig sabihin ng tone and connotation. Pag may nararamdaman kang there's something there, okay? Again, analytical skills. And the only way for you to sharpen it is through repeatedly doing the mock tests. Wala naman ibang paraan, guys. Practice lang talaga, okay? As I always say, the only way for you to improve your English is to immerse in it. Meaning, kailangan gamitin nyo siya daily. Okay? I know hindi siya madali kasi baka wala kang mahanap na partner na pwede kang makipag-usap ng English every day. So siguro, sariling sikap na lang, kausapin mo yung sarili mo. I'm just kidding, no. What I mean is, marami namang ways. Be resourceful lang. Your phone has a recorder, right? Record yourself. And then pakinggan mo. And then try again. Practice makes perfect naman, right? Or, kadalasan naman sa mga Pilipino, may mga kamag-anak or kaibigan na nasa abroad, di ba? Why don't you put an extra effort? Go the extra mile. Sabihin mo sa sister mo, kausapin ko naman si brother-in-law, di ba? Kahit 15 minutes lang per day. Di ba? Yun lang talaga yung paraan para mag-improve kayo, guys. Incorporate the English language in your daily life. Kung pwedeng 24/7, go. Pero kung hindi talaga kaya, kahit 1 to 2 hours a day. Kagaya nga ng sinasabi ko palagi, yung mga Korean students ko, lumaki sila sa South Korea na hindi nagsasalita ng English ang mga tao doon. Even if they have English subject in their classes, they just focus on grammar and vocabulary and lexical resources. Hindi sila nagfo-focus sa application. Meaning, hindi sila nagsasalita. Kaya, they enroll in online tutorials like ours, kung saan nakakapag-practice silang mag-express ng sarili nila in English. And that's the only way for them to really improve their English skills. Yung iba namang medyo mas fortunate na kids, pinapadala sila ng mga parents nila sa Philippines. Andito sila pag winter break tsaka summer break. Kasi sa Korea, ang mga students, mahaba yung winter tsaka summer break nila, mga 2 to 3 months. So nagsistay sila sa Philippines. They are not allowed to speak their own language every single day. Ang allowed lang sa kanila, talk with their parents twice a week for 30 minutes only. Ganun ka-strict. Other than that, 24/7 English na sila. Ang mga kausap nila sa bahay, mga teachers, mga hosts, puro English. So, naka-imprint na sa system nila, sa brain nila, yung English. And that's what you really need if you want to level up your band score. That's the only way. Alright? So, tsaga-tsaga lang talaga. Take your review seriously. 2 to 3 months lang naman siguro yung i-allocate mo dito, so might as well do your best, right? Okay, third one is look for introductory words and phrases such as unfortunately, however, surprisingly, because these words often tell you whether the word is positive or negative or set up contrast clues. So unfortunately, syempre, yung word na to, it means may negative na kaduktong. Kasi unfortunate means kabaliktaran ng fortunate. Pag fortunate, ibig sabihin, sinuwerte or mapalad. Pag unfortunate, kabaliktaran, minalas. Okay? However, it's a conjunction, which means ang kasunod na statement ay contrary sa naunang statement. Kung positive yung una, pag dinuktungan mo ng however, negative yung kasunod. Kung negative yung unang statement, dinuktungan mo ng however, positive yung kasunod. Vice versa lang. Surprisingly naman, it has a positive note to it. Kasi, di mo ina-expect. Diba? Kumbaga, there's something to look forward to. Kasi surprisingly Okay? So, look for those words para naman meron kayong mga key indicators kung positive or negative ba yung situation. And lastly, if you have heard the vocabulary word before but aren't sure what it means, try to remember the context in which you heard it used before. This may help you better use the context as it is presented on the exam. Ibig sabihin lang nito, may mga words na parang pag narinig mo, mababalikan mo yung time na parang nagamit ko na tong word na to before or parang nabasa ko na siya somewhere. Try niyong i-recall. Okay? This is not an easy strategy, but if kaya, gawin mo. Okay? Kasi malay mo, isang extra point din yun. 1 point or 1 point deduction can make a difference in your band score. Okay? So, everything counts. May naghihintay sa akin magpa-coaching ng 11:45. Ang next time slot na nun ay 12:05 or 12:10. So, sino pa gusto magpa-coaching after? Sure. Pero naka-attend ka na ba ng hindi pa? It's prerequisite to attend the speaking major lecture or at least have prior knowledge on the flow of the interview. So, nakapag-review ka na? Watch videos. Did you watch interview videos?
Nandun po tayo.
While I'm having my coaching session with the student who's scheduled at 11:45, mag-nood ka ng videos, okay? Hindi pa tapos, guys.
Ano? Sige.
Sino pa? Sino pa yung next na gusto magpa-coaching? Although bukas, coaching sessions talaga with Sir Kevin. I believe siya ang bukas. Siya bukas. Yung Tagalog, yung Filipino grammar no? Okay, let's quickly talk about prefixes and suffixes. Does it ring a bell, guys? Pag sinabing does it ring a bell, may naalala ba kayo pag nabasa niyo yung word na prefixes and suffixes? Nung elementary niyo pa ito pinag-aralan, guys. Okay.
Sige lang, ma'am.
Mismo, yun yung dahilan, ma'am, kung ba't hindi na namin maalala nung elementary pa kasi. I understand. Valid naman yung mga reasons nyo, okay? I'm not invalidating your feelings. Invalidating your feelings. Okay, what I mean is, okay lang yan. The main part of a word, the base upon which prefixes and suffixes are added is called the root. Okay. Root word. Place. The root word is place. Now, if you add a prefix, yung prefix nilalagay siya in the beginning of the word, okay? Lalagyan ko siya ng prefix na miss. So, magiging negative siya. I misplaced my keys. So, yung word na place, ibig sabihin nun, pag ginawa mo siyang verb, ipinlace ko siya dyan. I put it there, okay? Ngayon nilagyan natin ng prefix na miss, nagbago yung meaning. I misplaced it, meaning nun, nilagay ko siya somewhere na hindi ko na matandaan. Kasi usually gano'n naman yung brain natin, right? Pag nakita mo, pag lagi mong nilalagay yung susi mo sa isang parte ng bahay nyo, dun mo na matatandaan kung saan mo siya nilagay. Ngayon, pag binago mo,
Misplaced na.
na-misplace. Hindi mo
Kasi yun na,
matatandaan.
kasi doon ka ay, alam ko, doon ko nilagay din. Oh,
Bilang
sa delay, that's lost, I misplaced.
bilang 1 gigabyte na lang natitira sa brains nyo. Di ba? I mean, ako din. Laging nangyayari sa akin yun. Nilalagay ko yung wallet ko sa isang place. Pero minsan binabago-bago ko kasi trip ko lang, ganun. Tapos bigla akong makakalimutan, saan ko nga ba ulit nilagay last? So, na-misplace, okay? So, yun yung prefix. Ngayon, ang suffix naman, placement. It changes the meaning. Okay? Make sure that the placement of the tableware is aligned to the other side of the table. Halimbawa, nagte-table setting ka, okay? The placement of each utensils or tableware are aligned parallel to the one on the other side. Okay? Alright, so gets ba yung prefix, suffix? Why are we gonna talk about prefixes and suffixes? Because these are clues. Kung negative ba or positive ang isang word. Okay? Pero sa susunod na natin siya pag-uusapan ng more detail kasi wala na tayong masyadong time, guys. Pero what is the purpose of prefixes first? And suffixes? To determine whether a word is positive or negative, to eliminate incorrect answers, to provide partial context for the meaning of the word. Yon. To provide partial context, kumbaga additional clue. Alright? So, let's